Trust in the Lord, delight in Him. He'll give you the desires of your heart.
No onions?
Commit your way, He'll set you apart. Rest in the
Oh, okay.
Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as they ain't got no
The
onions.
meek shall inherit the earth in peace. Trust in the Lord and do good, my friend. Dwell in His promise again and again. The steps of the righteous are ordered in love. Trust in the Lord, He's faithful above. I've seen the wicked spread like a tree, but they fade away, gone swiftly. The salvation of the righteous is from the Lord. He's their strength forever adored. Trust in the Lord, yeah, yeah, yeah. Dwell in His promise again and again and again. Steps of the righteous are ordered in love. Trust in the Lord, He's faithful above. Though he fall, he won't be cast fading shade, but your promises will never fade. Faithful remain, Lord, you defend, your word is pure.
Help us to concentrate on the tasks at hand, with you being the lead of our focus. Bless our pastor, because he's awesome, but bless him to bless us. Thank you in advance for whatever it is we're going on today. Thank you for each of these people and the traveling grace that brought us here.
Yes, God.
We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, give me 1 second. I had to put my son on hold for the Lord,
Bless Tinkerbell. She has surgery tomorrow.
but he called me.
You know, she gets made tomorrow. I thought she was sick. I took her to the doctor. Like, she's more than me. Pay for that information. No, that she was going to. I took her
Hey, big guy, you call me?
for them to
Yeah, mommy was saying that you were
we have
trying to figure out what if there was any food here other than spaghetti.
Y'all ready? Okay, so um, anybody felt did their taxes already?
I did.
Yeah. How'd it go?
Great. I mean, it's good if you are. The good thing is if any of you guys work overtime. So if anybody has overtime, you can claim up 12.5 and overtime back, which works well for me. Because of that, so we have that. That's a good one. And then your mortgage interest is higher now, so they dropped it where it used to be. Before you do 10,000. So if you have more than that or multiple properties and you're not in an LLC or whatever, those things are claimable. So there's some good things
Mm-hmm.
to pacify us.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm about the mortgage interest. So like, I think it's been the last like 3 or 4 years where the mortgage interest you can only claim like 10,000. So if you had multiple properties and you have them inside like a LLC, you can only claim up to that amount. So now, even if you don't have them inside that governing property, you can claim more than you can claim whatever you actually are paying. So that's really good. That's back on the books because it used to be that way. And they took it away for several years, and now that's back on the books. Other than that, I think everything else is pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
I think the child tax credit is maybe $50 higher for folks, or you guys have the dependent that you're claiming.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I see on there? Other than that, oh, and they're not, even if you don't have, like, if you haven't opened up your own, like, business, the schedule fees are a lot more accommodating this year for folks. So if you're even thinking about starting a business, and you haven't gone and got your legal business license, you can still do those schedule Cs a lot easier this year. So for folks that are doing that, that's working in people's favor this year.
And standard deduction is much higher.
Yeah, right. So some of those things, I mean, they're they're helping back I would say that they're helping back middle America. Is that the right way to put it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this year. The big beautiful bill.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Anyway.
All good. That's why I'm asking. So, all right. So check this out. Mhm.
Oh,
Okay. Y'all ready? Dave, let's see if this can come through because this has sound. So
oh, so happy surprises.
I don't hear it. Okay. Let me see. Let me try.
January 26th, tax season officially begins in America. For many people, it's a dreaded time. It's a moment that they don't celebrate. But this year, there's going to be lots of happy surprises. Thanks to our working families tax cut, tens of millions of American families are going to see bigger paychecks. They're going to see bigger tax refunds. And let me give you a couple of numbers real quick. $4,000. That's the value of the average tax refund for Americans
Thank you.
this year. $100 billion. That's the estimated total of 2025 tax refunds for families. $10,000. The average increase in annual take-home pay for working families. Think of it, $10,000 is the average across the country. 15%. The average tax cut for families earning between $15,000 and $80,000 annually. How did we do that? We reduced federal taxes. We made permanent the doubled standard deduction. We instituted a $6,000 deduction for seniors, which will affect more than 50 million of them. We included no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. We boosted the child tax credit. We made permanent the
leave tax credit. We expanded FSAs. We increased the adoption tax credit, and those just provisions for families. For business and industry, the tax season will be a boost to their bottom line and their ability to grow, add more jobs, and expand facilities, etc. Our agenda supports Main Street over Wall Street, and we did that by making a 20% small business deduction permanent, doubling small business expensing to $2.5 million, providing child care tax credits to businesses, reducing paperwork burdens by increasing the 1099 reporting threshold, expanded opportunity zones with more than $100 billion in new investments in rural distressed areas, and we raised the death tax exemption for family farms. That's a lot of great policy, pro-growth policy. The American people are going to see the great benefit of.
What y'all think? We know Susan's. We know Susan's vote. We know Susan's vote. She tickle pink over here.
No, because for a few years it was really
It was tough.
it was tough.
It was tough.
Right? Who doesn't want a little bit of a break in this economy?
Hey,
That's all I'm saying.
for sure.
next Monday, Jen.
Oop, sorry. Huh? Really? You did your taxes already? Okay. Oh, back. What was that lower or higher than what you? Really?
This only applies to people who own their homes, right?
Mm-mm. Because like again, your standard tax deduction, like if you just do a 1040 easy, your standard deduction is larger. If you have children, the child tax credit is larger. So yeah. hmm So I mean, it's not going to benefit everybody tremendously for sure, but it's going to benefit a lot, quite a few people actually. And so, um, but not but. What does that say? So my dad, my dad used to always ask me a question whenever I came to him with good news. Particularly if the good news was about how somebody's going to help me do something, right? My dad's question was always the same. His question was, what's so great about you that makes them want to help you this much? Right? And I used to think he was just kind of, he don't get it. He poo pooing on my, this is a blessing. This, right? Right. It's like, he don't get it. But, it's like, well, maybe they're just good people. And my dad was like, well, hey, maybe. Right? But that was always his question is what what makes these people want to do this for you? Right? Um, and so now I kind of have the same skepticism around things when people, particularly government, wants to do things to help people. Um, that's all. That kind of is my question: is why you like why? Um, it just it kind of it kind of makes me ask the question, and so and then I always come back to this, right? The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. And the reason why this comes back to my mind whenever I think this way, especially about government, is because everybody over there rich, and everybody over there is getting richer. And I'm not one of those people that have anything against rich people. I'd love to be one. I just so you know, and so I don't have anything against rich people. Like it's almost like now, like people we kind of have this. I don't know. We kind of have this way of thinking in our country now, where it's like if you're rich and of means, or you're millionaire, billionaire, then you're bad, right? You're a bad person somehow. And then if you're not, then you're better or you're good. You're more. You can be trusted more. I even watched this. They got these round tables. You guys have seen them, where it's like one person surrounded by 20 people and all that. And so there was one. I have it on my computer right now. It's one billionaire and there's 20 other people surrounding him. And when you watch it, the constant idea that you get from the 20 people surrounding the billionaire guy is that somehow he's nefarious in how he obtained his wealth, and he's a terrible person, right? And he's saying things that sound good, and they're like, well, that sounds good, but I don't know, hopefully we can believe that. And so again, I'm not that kind of person where I have anything against wealthy people. But I am mindful of this text, right? I'm just mindful of the text. And so the question becomes, if, why? And it's not, it would be different if it was maybe a different administration, maybe. But like, just the character of the administration overall is not a character that promotes that they care about people. So why? You understand what I mean? I'm trying to figure it out. So as I was kind of going and looking at it and trying to understand it, once again, the rich rule over the poor, borrow slave to a lender. So I started looking up some financial facts. And as I looked at it, here's the first financial fact. The the total U.S. household debt reached a record of 18.8 trillion in the fourth quarter of 2025, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. This represents a 1% increase, 191 billion from the previous quarter, with balances having grown by more than 4.4 since the end of 2019. Like, let that settle in, right? Watch this. Mortgages, 13.17 trillion. Mortgages remain the largest share of consumer debt, making up approximately 70% of the total.
What is that bad for mortgages?
Let's see.
Okay. All right.
let's
I
let's see. Right. Credit cards. 1.28 trillion. Right? Balances rose by 44 billion this quarter, reaching a new all-time high. So you have credit card debt at an all-time high. Right? It's never been higher for the average American than it is right now. It's at an all-time high in the trillions. Right? Auto loans, 1.67 trillion. Balances increased slightly by 12 billion. 12 billion is slightly. Right? Like, woo, listen. Student loans, 1.66 trillion. Total outstanding student debt rose by 11 billion. HELOCs. Everybody know what a HELOC is? Okay. All right. 434 billion. Home equity lines of credit increased by 11.6 billion, continuing a steady rise since 2022. Maybe. Some, yeah. But, huh? Yeah. Check this out. Aggregate delinquency. Everybody knows what that is? Aggregate delinquency is the total amount of delinquency of debt, right, for the society. Worsened to 4.8% of outstanding debt in some stage of delinquency as of Q4 2025. This, the people, folks not paying their bills, right? Folks not paying their bills. Yeah, folks not paying their bills. All right, and so now watch this. Serious delinquency. Approximately 3% of all outstanding balances are now seriously delinquent 90 or more days past due. Right? Do you know how many billions that is? Like, it, anyway. Debt to income. Despite rising totals. This is interesting. This is interesting. Debt to income, right? Despite rising totals, Americans currently spend about 11.3% of their disposable income on debt service payments, which is lower than levels seen during most of the 2000s. That was weird when I read it. And the reason why it was weird when I read it is because it's saying that, well, what we just looked at is that more people are in more debt than they've ever been, but more people are paying less to service the debt than they did previously in most of the 2000s. So how can you be in more debt and be servicing or paying less? The only thing that makes sense to me is that people are paying minimal balances and they are stretching out the yes. Yes. Yep. 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 So I'm wondering how much of the HELOC debt, I'm wondering how much of that is people needing money to survive. Right? I'm just.
Do you think with the advance of social media, and I did say I am addicted to TikTok,
Yeah.
facts, but now on all these media platforms, it's buy. All these buy. So now we're inundated with using our cards to constant and putting our cards in. So now it's not that we have to swipe or this. We
Yeah.
just click and it just does.
Yep.
And it just and then you're just buying.
Oh, yeah.
The impulse shopping is probably
Easy.
Not all that, but you got like your Instacarts where people go out and do the shopping for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So then you're tacking on whatever fee the store is charging. Plus, if you are a decent person, you will be tipping the person doing the service.
Yeah.
But in addition to the tip. So DoorDash, for example, the tip is in there. And then they ask you, do you want to tip more?
So we're gonna always be a slave to the lender,
If you keep
unless
borrowing.
right, unless
Yeah.
you're completely debt free.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
you're gonna slave forever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a cold piece. It's the game is thick.
I get about 10 calls a day. You pre-approved?
Listen. We Bird, we just want to give you some money. Right. Yeah.
Zero balance transfer. I got one for 24 months, and I'm like, no.
Yep. Yep. Listen. And so
Yeah, getting back to the taxes this year, for me, when I did my taxes,
yeah.
I was like, it was a chance for me to grab and stash.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, whoo,
Yeah.
y'all getting ready, whoo.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
I felt like it was a it was a money grab.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this year is a money grab
Yeah.
for us to deflect or defer or not pay attention to what's really happening. How they're
For sure.
killing the 30 unders.
For sure.
They're destroying them right now.
Oh yeah.
So I felt like this is a stash and grab. So I was like, okay, this is a chance to be like, okay, I'm gonna
Yep.
do a little and stash it because my 30 something's gonna need it. I feel like,
No, real talk.
I did. I feel like not for me.
Yeah.
I'm all right, but like I gotta stash and grab.
Oh yeah.
That's what I felt. That's what I felt this year.
Yeah. No, that's it's real. That's real. Can you turn down the are y'all good with the sound coming through the I just don't like it. Are y'all good with it? Oh, okay. All right. I'm good. So yeah, listen, the game thick. Right? And so as I looked at these figures, I was like, oh man, like, okay. So and then I found this, right? Have you guys ever heard of what's called a K-shaped recovery or a K-shaped divide in economics? So this is explained in multiple ways, but this diagram represents the United States and how the economy is under what's called it's a K-shaped economy. And the K-shaped economy, and once I say the words, you've heard this before. You just never heard it in this term. And so and so for us, in terms of where we are now, like, believe it or not, all of it still stems from COVID, right? Like, COVID changed the landscape of everything. And so and so you have inequality accelerating due to the pandemic. And so because of COVID, all 5 of these were affected, right? All 5 of them: jobs, wealth, income, health, and education. All 5 of those were affected. And you could go back, and I'm sure you remember all them kids. Yeah, all that homeschooling, driving them parents crazy, and the kids are missing out on socialization. So there's ways in which they're not maturing and growing, and some of the parents, they're just not great homeschool teachers. And so the kids missed out on a lot of education and all of that. And like, that's been a whole struggle trying to figure out how to get that back and how to get the kids back in line and all of those things. So you have education disparities, which skyrocket in lower income communities. And they're closing the schools. And they didn't even have laptops in a lot of areas, right? So the online schooling was null and void for a number of us, right? And then you had health concerns. Why? Because everybody was sitting at home. Mental health skyrocketed, right? Suicides, alcoholism, drug use, domestic violence. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. All of that stuff skyrocketed, right? And then income, right? Income. Some people were let go of jobs. Some people had no income. We had several people here who one person called me and was like, "Okay, Pastor, listen. When we come out of this, I'm gonna need you to do that whole financial series again, because I was listening, but I wasn't listening, right?" And they was like, "This thing has taught me I should have been listening a long time ago, because you've been talking about this for years." And I was like, "I just see it. Okay." Right? And so income, wealth, right? People found, stuff they had saved up, right? People start tapping into their retirements to make ends meet and all kind of stuff, right? And then, again, jobs. Where'd they go? Right? And now with AI, where are they going? Right? So you got all of these things, but here's what happens. So here you have America, but then you have some people in this time, right now, under Trump, they are so excited. And they're looking at other people complaining about Trump, and you'll see this online in debates and stuff, and they'll be like, "What are you guys talking about? Like, what?" Right? Because it's a K-shaped divide. So if you're the kind of person and you're a stockholder, homeowner, right? You're into tech and finance, primarily if you're a man.
Not a black man.
Well, then there's that, right? Right? College grads. If you live primarily in the South and the West, right? If you're into goods, right? Selling goods. And if you are a prime borrower, meaning people call you and want to give you money because your credit score, if you fit these criteria, chances are you feeling pretty good in this economy. But then, if you're a renter, if you're in the hospitality or retail jobs, a woman, non-college grad, live primarily in the Northeast, into services and subprime. Listen, the rich get richer. See, you've heard of that before, right? The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And there's no, yeah,
Middle class died out when we were teenagers.
It's a case, but there's no middle class. There's nothing in the middle.
there you go. There you go. So you're either going up or you're going down. Right? And so the country is living in this K-shaped thing. But here's the problem. Everybody over here doesn't really pay attention to it if you live above here. Everybody down here is stressing. But if you live here, you on the downtrend. But you really don't, it ain't hit you yet. Why? Because debt allows you to float a lifestyle you can't afford.
Ooh, that's a good one. Float on.
Yeah, right.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that was so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah.
The expansion is, oh my
Yeah. Debt allows us to float a lifestyle that we really can't. Which is why you have these numbers when you start looking at the consumer debt, when you look at the credit card debt, and all of that stuff is like going up. That's why. That stuff goes up because people need it in order to float the lifestyle that they want to live because they can't afford to do it normally. Right? So, yeah. So watch this. Watch. And what's primarily driving the rise in prices now? Tariffs. So watch this. Watch this. The average effective tariff rate in 2024 before April, which Trump called what he called that, was it Freedom Day or something like that, when he start dropping all these tariffs on people, the effective tariff rate was about 2.4 to 2.6%, somewhere in that range. Since he dropped the tariffs, 13 to 17%. Right? Estimated tariff-related price pressure. Minimal, hard to isolate. Under the tariffs, 1.2 to 2.3 on consumer price level models. Imported goods price change, driven mostly by broader inflation. But with the tariffs, add the broader inflation plus a 5.4% partly tariff hiked cost basis. Household purchasing power. None tied uniquely to these tariffs. Watch this. Hundreds to thousands of dollars per household. Right? So in 2024, none. In 2025, hundreds to thousands dollars per household. So per household, from 2024 to 2025, you're paying out hundreds to thousands more dollars per year for the exact same lifestyle. Because when tariffs are imposed, tariffs are inflationary by character. Do you guys know how tariffs work? Have I ever explained that to you? Okay, so here's how tariffs work. Let me explain it just right quick. So you have right? So you have a tariff. A tariff is just a tax. Okay? That's what it is. A tariff is a tax. So when you hear tariff, just hear tax. Okay? So here's what happens. When you have a tariff, or when Trump imposes a tariff, he's putting a tax on foreign countries, right? So let's say you have, so the big three would be China, Mexico, and Canada, right? These are our main trade partners, and they've been that way for quite some time, right? And so Trump came in arguing and complaining that there were trade imbalances inside of this, inside of these big three with the U.S. What was interesting, though, is that Trump is actually the one who negotiated the NAFTA agreement when he was in office the first time between Mexico and Canada. And then he came in and said that we were getting burned in his presidency this time, and he needed to renegotiate it. And he went in and just start hoisting tariffs on Mexico and Canada, right? And on China. And his tariffs are retaliatory, right? So that if so the initial tariff was him looking for extra money, and then if the countries responded negatively, then he would put on a retaliatory tariff, which means he would take the tariff and just raise it, right? Now, so how does this work? So let's say Bird has a country, right? So but we doing business with Bird country. So, and then Trump says, okay, Bird, it's a 25% tariff on your goods coming into the U.S. So Bird says, okay. So what happens is the U.S. has companies here, right? We'll call it Kelly Company. So Kelly Company she's a customer of products from Bird Country. So she's importing, right? She's importing products from Bird Country. Trump comes in and put a 25% tariff on Bird Country products. So what happens is when Kelly Company goes down to the dock to pick up her stuff, Bird Company is charging Kelly 25% more. So when Trump talks about all of the money that the U.S. is making from tariffs, what's happening is Kelly Company paid 25% more for the stuff they used to get from Bird Country, and so Kelly now distributes the stuff to her customers, and that goes up 25% across the board. This is us. This is us. These are the consumers. And all of us shop at Kelly Company. And so when all of us go to Kelly Company, we paying 25% more. So all of the money, and so all of the money that comes back to the U.S. from tariffs is really being paid. So a tariff is really a tax on the people. Right? And so, right. So, you know what I mean? So, but not only that, watch this. That's a cold game. Because here's the game. The game is 25% tax on Bird Country. Bird Country, 25% increase on Kelly Company. Kelly Company, 25% increase on product. Watch this. Watch what happens. The consumer comes in and the consumer pays 25% more on Kelly product that she got from Bird Country, and the consumer also has to pay.
Yes, sir. Absolutely right. And it went
So,
up
so you got sales tax,
10%,
tariff is a tax,
35%.
right? Are y'all feeling me right now?
The product didn't get any better.
Question though, because, okay, he's only charging that one time 25% to Bird, and then.
That ain't one time. That's every import.
Okay, well, for every purchase. But, so if she got, that was, okay, we're just talking about one purchase, right? So that's one purchase, but she's sending that 25% out to multiple people, multiple buyers. And so she's getting 25%, say, on 5 people, from 5 people.
I understand why you would think that way, but if she purchased 100,000 units, she paid 25% per unit. And then if she turns those units around and sells them, she's putting 25% per unit on the sale. So it's an even wash, right? And again, I'm painting a scenario of how this works, right? By no means am I saying this is exactly how it works, right? Because you also have, along with this, you have tariff inflation, you have a sales tax on that, and then you have normal U.S. inflation.
But then don't you also have, okay, Kelly Company is a little greedy. So if I got
And yes.
I'm gonna make
Yes. Uh-huh.
I'm just saying.
Well, maybe it depends on what your product is.
Depends on what your product is, and it depends on the demand for it and what people are willing to pay.
Because look at how, like, for instance, Macy's or Bloomingdale's and these stores have all gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, right, exactly. So,
Yeah.
so Kelly Company could be a clothing manufacturer.
Yeah.
People are like, sorry, Kelly Company.
Yeah. Right. And so what happens is, like, when you're looking at this, what happens is, so here's the strategy. Trump's strategy, right? So Trump's strategy, what he wants is he wants Bird Country to move to the U.S. and open up shop in the U.S. and avoid the 25%. Because the idea is, let's say there is Messina Inc., right? There's Alt Enterprises, right? And then there is Hope Distributors. Y'all with me? And then there's Clark Entertainment. And all of them, right? So let's say Hope Distributors has a similar product to what Kelly has been getting from Bird Company or Country. What the tariff is meant to do is for Kelly to have to raise her prices and discover she could go shop with somebody in the U.S. to get what she needs, thereby punishing Bird Country. So Bird Country is more motivated to move to the U.S. Are you with me? So there is a strategy. All of the strategy is not bad, theoretically.
Let me make sure I understood the last part.
Yeah.
Where you said the tariffs on Bird 25%, which you would pass on to Kelly, but the tariff is designed to have Kelly shop in the U.S.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And then you got all of these other companies. They've been doing business with Bird too. But if Hope Distributors can scale and meet all the needs, the goal is for everybody to shop here and get their stuff from here as opposed to Bird Country. So now Bird Country is going to suffer because he's not doing business the way he used to. So Bird has some choices. Either he can say, the heck with the U.S. I'm going to go Africa. I'm going to go Russia. Right? I'm going to go. He going around the world. Right? Doing new partners, and he'll do a little bit of business over here, but he's trying to make it up over here in the global markets. Or the global market, but see, here's the problem. The U.S. is the number one consumer nation in the world, bar none, the biggest the world has ever seen. We spend more money than listen, not only do we spend money we don't have. We borrow from enemies to spend. Right? Our spending is crazy. Well, not only do we spend the money we bring in, we spend the money that we have. We spend the money that we're going to bring in 30 years. Right? Like, yes. Right? We spend, did y'all see these numbers? Right? Listen, did y'all see these numbers? We spend, oh my God. Trillions. Can you imagine? Oh my God. We have trillions of dollars in debt. That is money that we have spent that we don't even have. We have not even earned yet. Of anything. Right? But now we spend it. So Bird really wants to do business here. And so, but Bird is like, man, okay, do I spend money and go over there? Or like, what do I do? How do I do it? Because he's got to figure out how to compete. And once he's in this dilemma, the U.S. got you because you need us. Right. So, man, all those minerals you got over there in your country, let me get some of that. Right. Run me them rocks. You know what I mean? Run me that oil. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a whole game. It's a whole game. So okay, so is that clear? Okay, all right, here we go. So watch this. So to the rescue is these bigger tax refunds. Right? So to the rescue comes these bigger tax refunds, right? So due to the one big beautiful bill, in 2025, you can see a hefty refund next year, right? New tax breaks and deductions retroactive to 2025. Over withholding means a refund windfall in 2026 because what they're saying is that the U.S. was charging too much for tax in 2025. Therefore, that overcharge, you get that back, right, when you file in 2026. So expect bigger refunds for millions of Americans.
Essentially, I look at this as the same thing as when
Biden.
When he sent out those stimulus checks. So that's what I equated to, that they're giving you bigger so you can spend more going forward.
Yes and no. Yes and no. It feels like stimulus, which is what they want it to feel like. But it is not.
Oh, no, I know it's
Yeah. Okay, got you.
saying that's the way I equated it.
I got you. I got you. All right. Now, but see, now that thinking is actually problematic. And I'll explain why in a second. Okay. And so here's this. Now you got to understand, if they're going to give you more money, that comes with an expectation. And what is the expectation? That you would live out your vision board. Right? That's the expectation. You know what I mean? New cars, you know what I mean? New stuff for your house, new bathrooms, travel, you know what I mean? Adventure weights, you know what I mean? And so you go, you know what I mean? You go spend it, you gonna go shop. Yeah, you're gonna live out your vision board. That's what the expectation is. Say what? Right. Listen, get you. Right. Listen, you're going to get your grill fixed and everything. Right. He shot it like new money. Right. And so, yeah, that's the, right. Yeah. So that's the expectation. And the reason why that's the expectation is because they want you to think of it like stimulus. Because stimulus money, by the time it got into our hands, what did we call it? That's what happened. But what did we call it? We called it free money. Didn't we do that? Got that free money. Hey, where my stimulus? I ain't got my free money. Everybody wanted their free money, right? And so they want it to feel like, and they want you to talk about it like, nah, this is stimulus. This is because in what the mind does is the mind says free money, and if the mind says free money, listen, my vision board is coming true, right? Listen. Right, because I'm going to be like Oprah. You know what I mean? And so, you know what I mean? Look at here. Look at that money. Listen, that don't even pay your mortgage. All that, what is that? That's maybe about $1,500, something like that. I used to be so impressed when people could do that. That is no money. If you got money you can flash, you ain't got no money. Right? And so, yeah, see, so anyway, and so as a result, right, we've got to figure out, where are we as a country, as an economy, and how do we benefit? How do we reposition, and how do we place ourselves for the wind, right? And so, number one, I would say, well, the thinking about it being stimulus is that when we begin to think that way, not you particularly, but the majority of people, when we begin to think that what's happening is stimulus, we begin to think of it like it's free money. And what I'm suggesting is it's not free money. It's not free money. It is a opportunity that we can't, in my view, that we can't mess up again, right? And so as a result, right, the question is, how do we reposition ourselves properly? Does that make sense? How do we use the money to benefit us? So for the long term, right? So number one thing I would say, don't spend your refund, right? If you get it, take it, stash it, throw it in your account, and get ready. No.
Chase, wait, at first, Chase was allowing, they weren't gonna open anymore, new boxes, right? They were supposed to. They sent me a letter and told me that I needed to get my stuff out by a certain date,
And they're
otherwise
not
they
that
were
safe.
gonna put somewhere.
Oh, really?
And
They're not that safe.
Oh.
They're not as safe as we would think that they're supposed to be.
Oh.
So I would opt out. Me personally, I would
Yeah.
opt out of a safe deposit box. They're not as safe as people think that they are, because they can sell them off and all different kinds of things.
Oh.
yeah, well, they shut them down, so.
Okay.
Why did they say?
They didn't. The tellers don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, they're not as safe as people think.
Okay.
At Bank of America, the tellers, they don't know.
All right. So here we go. So because of that, you want to take your money, and you might want to start thinking about some companies that you might need to own, right, for the long term. Okay. And so I'm going to give you 3 companies you might want to think about. You might want to begin to think about. Okay. So here we go. Number 1. Walmart.
Why Walmart?
Because Walmart, couple reasons why Walmart. Number 1, Walmart. This is a map of all of the Walmart locations in the U.S. It's not just a lot; it's strategic. 90% of Americans live within 10 miles of a Walmart. Yeah, within 10 miles. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so Walmart is a staple within our community. People don't like them, but they're trusted. They got the best prices and low price leader. We're rolling prices back, right? And so, and the reality is, our hatred of racism is beat by our love of prices. And so the reality is, when you're looking at the condition of the people on the downside of the K, they're looking for deals. They're looking, right? Like, so people are not going to not shop because Walmart has essentials. Yeah, they have essentials. They have things so Walmart is interesting in that, and what Kelly said is key. Walmart has things that you need, and it has things that you want. And it makes both of them, yes. Oh, yeah. It's a one-stop shop. Yeah, Walmart, Super Walmart, it's a one-stop shop, right? You can grocery shop in there. See, all that, right? And so Walmart is an American staple, and I'm telling you, you just can't beat the prices. And you may say, well, there's other stores that have good prices, like a Marshalls or TJ Maxx or whatever. But it doesn't matter. They cannot beat Walmart. They're not as plenteous as Walmart. It started in the East Coast. Yeah, yeah. The first Walmart I ever went to was down somewhere over here near Lake Okeechobee in Florida. And when I went in there years ago, and I'm talking like this is like years ago, probably this is when my dad was living, and we went to Lake Okeechobee to go fishing. This was years ago. I had never heard of Walmart. We were in Okeechobee, and then my uncle went with us, and we were looking to get a little bit of fishing gear and stuff like that. And so he was like, well, let's just go to Walmart. And we were like, what's Walmart? He was, oh, you'll see. And then we got over there, and I was like, man, I ain't never seen a store this big. And then I was like, they got fishing stuff in here? And he was, man, they got everything in here. Everything. One-stop shop. And so Walmart is that American staple. And again, it just beats prices. So when times are tough, when dollars are being squeezed, when you need to get some stuff on bargain, when you need to run into the store and grab some, I'm telling you, you can go to Safeway and you can go get you some spices and stuff for your food or whatever. You're gonna pay market prices. You go get them same spices at Walmart, $1.50. It's like, man, listen here. Not
And Sam Club is a part of Walmart.
and yep. And that's what you see. When prices get tough, people start looking for places to shop that have bargains. So you'll see people rushing into Costco's, Sam's Clubs, even though we don't have a gang of them like that out here, but what we have is Walmart. So everybody be over there at Walmart all the time, right? And so Walmart is it's an imposing figure, and it is extremely attractive the tougher the economy gets. Walmart does better when the economy is tougher because people are moved to shop there because we don't stop shopping. I don't know if they do commercials anymore. Yeah, they used to. Yeah.
One pass card thing that you can use, and they talk about the shopping things that they
Yeah.
offer at Walmart.
And that's the other thing. Walmart is now challenging Amazon. They challenging Amazon because Amazon is the king of, online order, delivered to your house, the whole nine. Listen, Walmart is like, man, our people can order online and we'll deliver.
Yes, they will.
Or you can pick it up outside.
Or you can pick it up outside.
Just drive
But
your car.
now, I have an app. If you're on the app, they have motors, anything, car motors, anything.
All of that.
It pop up in the app.
All that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why Walmart. Gotcha.
That's why Walmart. Yep. And so look it up. Go to TradingView, look up Walmart, and tell me what they're on Altronice. I haven't forgotten about you. Tell me what they look like year to date in the last 6 months. Altronice, what you had your hand up.
So I wanted to say that I would go to Target, right?
Yeah.
And they'll say, if you show me this product cheaper, then we'll price match.
Oh yeah.
I'll always go to Walmart.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They want you. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, that price match thing is woo. Huh? You went to TradingView?
They do.
And they have a great return policy.
Yep.
Is it like Costco?
3 months, and then
You got to click see overview.
Oh, I picked the wrong thing.
Yeah.
you don't have to have your receipt.
Miss Susan, where your laptop?
In my bag. All these brainiacs around. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been on it all day. I really have. And
I feel you.
We don't do DCS. We just do NASDAQ, right?
NASDAQ, yeah.
Okay, 126.62.
Okay, that's the price? Okay. So what's the return on Walmart year to date?
13.8.
Okay. So they're up 13%, and we're only in the second month of the year. Right? Let that sink in. They're up 13%, and we're only in the second month of the year. Do 1 year. What is it? What is the return in 1 year?
2208.
So they were up about 22% last year, and they're up 12. They're up about 12% now, and we're at the beginning of the year,
They say
2 months in.
230.69%.
Yeah,
Right here.
yeah, yeah. In the last 5 years, if you're an owner of Walmart, your stock went up over 200%. Right? You made 200% on your money if you held it in the last 5 years. Right? And so,
Wait. See, we on two different Walmarts. I'm on
clicked the first
Walmart, NASDAQ,
Oh,
and she clicked on the
I clicked the
Walmart.
first one, Walmart CL.
oh, no. Go back. Yeah.
The Walmart, WMT.
Yep, WMT. There you go. That's it. And then it should, there you go. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So 5 years is 175.66.
Yep. Okay, so even 175. 175% return in 5 years is still phenomenal, right? For this, see, and this is what you got to understand. Tech stocks are the stocks that everybody is used to now, where 5 years tech stock giving you 1,000% return, something crazy like that, right? 200% in a year. Them tech stocks. For a retail stock to give you that return, insane. Right? Insane. Especially when you start comparing, right? If you start comparing them to other companies in their same sector, Walmart they do all right. And the thing about them is they're a staple. So, and I think Rosanna said they're not going anywhere. Right? And so for a lot of people, a lot of investors, it's a safe play, right? That has a decent return. Okay? So it's a safe play with a decent return, right? It's not exciting, you know what I mean? You're not going, you know what I mean? You're not going to keep your eyes peeled and, you know what I mean? Wow, look, it's not going to do that. But you're going to get a steady rate of return over time that you'll be happy to have, and it'll be a solid investment for you. And especially the worse times get, the more Walmart goes up. Yeah.
They've been doing the nail salon and all that in Walmart, at least in the Midwest, since I was a teenager.
Uh-huh.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Oh, listen, if I'd have bought some Walmart stock when I first saw it in Florida, listen here, we'd be in a grand cathedral by now. Okay, so here we go. Next, Bungie Limited, or Bungie Limited. They are a food distributor. Or a food processor, rather. Well, they do both, actually. Processing and distributing. And so they do, and they're one of the largest in the world. So they do, they move in grains, oils, edible oils, seeds, all types of stuff, right? They do a gang of stuff with food. This is like one of the industry leaders in the whole food processing sector of the market. And so the question becomes, the ticker is BG. Yeah, ticker is BG, okay? And so the question is, why BG? Well, because when times get hard, people stop eating out. And people start cooking more. So because people start cooking more, and now in 2025, because we are in what is known as a postmodern society, that's a whole nother thing. I'll explain that later. The current mindset right now is health, environment, right? Those are buzzwords, right? And so what's happening is the harder times get, the more challenging times become, people stop eating out as much as they once were. People ain't door dashing as much as they used to. They're not Uber eating as much as they used to. Why? Because there's too many fees and it's too pricey, right? And so what do? People go to the store and they buy food products and then they cook, right? And then you got more people going to, like that's why you have your Trader Joe's popping up, your Whole Foods popping up, your Sprouts like all of these. They're like, I don't know if y'all remember, like we used to have like 2 or 3 supermarkets? Safeway Lucky's. Right? And Rayleigh's, but Rayleigh's was like one here, one, somewhere in San Jose, another one in Bakersfield or something, right? But you had Safeway and Lucky's all over the place, right? Well, Lucky's became Albertsons, and then they went back to Lucky's. But now you got a bunch of them popping. You got supermarkets all over the place, and you got supermarkets like Lucky's and Safeway. Yeah, and so they're starting to pop up. And so when you look at Bungie Limited, who's a food processor, how much are they up year to date? So, and they up 74% in a year? 74.68. In 1 year. For a food processor. Yes, right? All that meal prepping, all that. Listen, I'm telling you, it's why? Because when things get rough and tough in the economy and things start going down and times get tougher and people are squeezing pennies, they cooking. You know what I mean? Spaghetti go a long way. You know what I mean? And so, and in all of that buying food and cooking, Bungie Limited is all in that. Right? So they up 13% in a month, 45% in 6 months, 36% year to date. In 2 months, 2 months in, they up 36%. They're up 74% in 1 year, 62% in 5 years. Have you noticed their 1 year total of being up is bigger than the 5 year total? Why? Because the conditions of the market wasn't this way 5 years ago. It's starting to increase. The toughness on people's wallets is starting to increase. We're trending. There you go. Right? Is everybody with me? Okay, here we go. Last one. You ready? You're not gonna know. You're not gonna. Everybody will know this one, but anyway, here it is. Hershey. Yep. Hershey. Look up Hershey. Partly. No, partly. You're partly right. Yeah, you're partly right. Look up Hershey. What was you talking in tongues? What you right. Right, listen. So how much is so Hershey is up year to date 22%.
Well, we just had Valentine's.
That ain't the reason.
we 2 months in. No, we two, but that's a valid point. And here's the point. When you think chocolate, you think Hershey. Right? No, well, but so you can think Ghirardelli, but chances are Ghirardelli is not the first thought. And Ghirardelli's not the first purchase. Why? Ghirardelli's not everywhere, and Ghirardelli's more expensive. Just like Lindt, right? Just like Lindt. So Hershey's, they don't even got the best chocolate, but they have the best branding. They've been around forever. They got a whole town. They do chocolate. They got a bunch of different products, but you would be amazed at how many other chocolate companies use Hershey. Yeah, baking company. Yep, because they're into baking. They got all kind of stuff, right? And so when you look at Hershey, right? And so why Hershey? Why are they up? Right? Why are they important? Because number one, Susan was right. Chocolate creates endorphins. Endorphins make you feel good. It's a comfort food. Right? It's a comfort food. And when times are hard and things are difficult, you get sad. You need a little comfort. Right? But you don't want to spend a lot for it. Right? And Hershey's is cheap, it's quick, it's everywhere. Right? And you could get a little comfort, a little luxury amidst your suffering. Right? Right? And Valentine's Day, Hershey's. Easter, Hershey's. Christmas, Hershey's. Right? They have Halloween, Hershey. They have whole seasons in which they are killing together. They're the top dog. I don't know. Right? And so now watch. Now, they're not exciting. This is not an exciting company. This is a boring company. And you want to have, in your portfolio, you want to have some boring companies. Companies you ain't got to worry about. Right? And so they're up 10% in a month, 23% in 6 months, 22% year to date. 1 year, they're up 42%. That's crazy. For a chocolate company that's been around forever, for them to be up 42% in 1 year, that's crazy. Right? But then in 5 years, 45%. That's not sexy. That's not, you know what I mean? That's not exciting. Right? In 10 years, 145%. 145% is nice, but 10 years? You could do that in 1 year in a tech stock. Right? Now, all time, 21,000%. But how long are we talking? Yeah. Yeah, you buy it and leave it and let it do what it do. But the point is that this becomes a defense stock for a depressed economy, right? Because it's going to typically go up, because here's what people are not going to see. And a part of a tough economy, and this is how you make money investing in a tough economy, is that you have to log into things that people are going to spend their money, regardless of what the economy is. Right? People are going to eat. They're gonna.
Back to when you were teaching us some weeks ago, when you were talking about stock awareness and types of stocks to be aware of.
Yeah.
So this is a defensive versus a blue chip. Hershey?
I want to say, Uh,
It doesn't really matter.
it doesn't really. Well, I can't say it doesn't really matter, but
Because
so I have.
like All American.
It's like it's been around forever. I'm not sure if it's considered a blue chip stock, but it's
It falls within.
just in terms of the length of the company and how long it's been around, the notoriety, the branding of it. I mean, they have the name and the reputation. Um,
Say less.
yeah,
Hershey's used to be long.
yeah. So
They took all the almonds out.
yeah. So again, these are some things that, and again, these are just three. I probably got a list of like 10 or 12 of them, but these are just three that I thought I would share that might be some companies you might want to look at. Again, you're not gonna open your account tomorrow and it's at 100,000, but these are safe.
And it's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn. It's safe. Long term, you'll look back on it and you'll be like, oh man, okay. Yeah, it's growing a little bit. You know what I mean? I got some, you know what I mean? And so, yeah. And when times are tough, that's what investors look for. Safe plays. Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. Safe plays. So, safe would mean, so I would say safe. If we're talking like a safe play, safety would be found in company strength, right? And this is when I'm talking strength, I'm talking financial strength. When you look at the balance sheet of the company, doing the stuff that I was having you guys do before, look this up, find this, what's the PE, what's that, all of that. So strength, company strength is found. That's one of the things you want to keep in your head. A company's strength is found in its balance sheet. It's not found in its reputation. Right? It's found in its balance sheet. You know what I mean? Like, Macy's had a good reputation. Blockbuster had a good reputation. Kmart had a good reputation. Sears had a good reputation. Kodak had a great reputation. You know what I mean? Nokia had a great reputation. You know what I mean? And so, but the strength is found in the balance sheet. What do the numbers say? Okay? And so when I say a safe play, I'm talking about a company that is, man, like they have strength in their balance sheet. Their numbers are working. They're meeting the levels. They're getting the income, the revenue, all of those kinds of things. They're financially strong. Yeah. That's a safe play. Longevity plays a part, right? Longevity plays a part. Why? Because, now again, all of the companies that I just mentioned, or most of them, they had longevity too. So the main thing you're looking for is not just that a company's been around a long time, but they do have financial strength. Because once you find a company with longevity and financial strength, here's what you have. You have an extremely safe company to invest in. Why? Because the longevity proves they know how to handle up and downs in the market. They've seen some stuff, right? They've navigated through some things, especially Hershey's, right? They've navigated through a lot. It's addictive. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, it's addictive. Yeah. Yep. 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 So safe plays, right? So these are safe. And then if they give a dividend, I don't know if Hershey's does or not. I haven't looked into it. If they give a dividend, that's another form of safety because they're going to pay you for owning the stock. Right? It's just a form of safety. Okay? And then there's some other markers, but like those are three popular ones. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Okay. All right. Um, okay. So it's some other stuff I wanted to get back into, but maybe I'll give you guys back some time tonight.
I just have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
The series has been outstanding, even though I missed a couple of weeks because I was gone.
Mm-hmm.
But inside this series that you're teaching, if, what would you say are the three strongest takeaways that we should take away from this? Like, when we walk out the door and we are
Mm-hmm.
don't know what our next thing is going to be, we don't. What are the street like, or the one? Maybe it's
Mm-hmm.
not one, because I don't think it could be one. But what
Mm-hmm.
would be the three strongest things that you want us to take away from these weeks that you've put into us, that you've sown into this?
Um,
Not to put you on the spot.
no, no, no. That's a great question. One, spend time with the material. Do your homework. Because you only get better at this by doing it. You and and like you, and you got to trust me on this. You don't get better by hearing it. You get better by doing it. You have to. You gotta spend time with it. You just have to. Um, you gotta be at home with your laptops open, and you gotta go over some of the websites we talked about. You gotta dive in there. You have to read. You gotta take the paper and you gotta just pick out any company and figure out the levels. Where do you find that stuff? Where do you go get it? And just fill it in, right? You may not know what to do with it after that, and that's okay. But you need to know how to get the information, how to find it. The first part of this, and I can't say this enough. The first part of this is that you got to learn how to speak the language, right? It's just like when I was in school, I took Spanish for a number of years. And I don't know how to speak no Spanish. Why? Because I learned enough for the class. I learned enough to get a grade. But when I left, I wasn't speaking it. I wasn't listening to it. I wasn't engaging with it, right? And so, people who do well in learning a foreign language, they do well because they learn it and then they practice it. They use it. They engage with it. And some people, they just go buck wild and they do total immersion. You know what I mean? Which is really a best. That's the best way to kind of learn it is total immersion, where you can't like. There were some classes that we had at the school, and they were total immersion classes. Like like once you got past Spanish 3 or whatever, your next step, you could not speak English in the class. That's really where people learned, right? And so you got the basics in the class where you can, you learn the vowels and you learn how to conjugate and you learn this, that, or the other. But it wasn't until you got where you just couldn't speak English that people actually learn. So with this stuff, I'm telling you, this stuff is a foreign language. You got to treat it that way. It is a foreign language. It is not. It is not something that you're going to pick up sitting here. It is something that you will pick up when you go home and you bury your face in your computer and you play with it and you research it. And start clicking buttons. You know what I mean? Start clicking buttons. Figure out what this stuff is and how it works. Ask questions. Watch video. Whatever you need to do, you got to get it in you. Right? So that's number one, I would say. Definitely do that. Number two, you got to start walking in this direction. And what does that mean? Open up your account and put some money in it. Right? Open up your account, put some money in it. One of the things I've learned is this. As much as I know about the stock market, I learned a lot more about it when I put my money in it. right? Because this thing is more than just, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. So once I put some money in it, it was like, oh, listen, okay, my learning increased. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Yes, my learning increased because now I got skin in the game. You know, I got skin in the game, and so, yeah, put some skin in the game. You know, open up your account, put some money in there, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you know put 10,000 in there. No, put $5 in there. You know what I mean? And just stack. You know, link your account to it. So whenever you got an extra five, just send it over there, and keep sending it over there. Send it over there. Send it over there. And then when you hear right, like ask questions. I'm thinking about this stock. I'm looking at this stock. You know, and people ask me, well, how do you learn about these different stocks? How do you get an idea about these stocks? Well, because I listen to people talk about this stuff all the time, and then I will get an idea behind something they say, or I'll listen to somebody, or I'll listen to the news or whatever, and they be talking about the economy and something going on, and then because I'm thinking like an investor, I'm like, I wonder what company, right? And you just start picking it up. You know, yeah, you start taking a seat at the table. So it's, you know, and you have to see it this way. Before you guys are here and we're talking about this, it's a secret that people have meant for you not to know. Right? It's a secret that they meant for you not to know. Yeah, they don't want you at the table. But now, they done fooled around and let me in. And I'm holding my foot in the door, and I'm trying to get everybody I know in. So that now, here's what I know. All of it is public information. It's an open book test. It's an open book test. We just haven't read the book. We can win. Right? All of this is an open book test. Like they have to publish this. They have to. No. So, you know what I mean? It's open book. So, yeah, you got to start walking in the direction of it. And so number 3 is develop some mentors. You know, develop some mentors. For you right now, I'm probably one of the mentors that you look at for it, which is cool. But I don't know everything. I'm still learning. I gather mentors all the time. And when I say mentors, these are not people that I'm sitting down with. It's people out there. So let me say this. This is okay. This is black people. I don't like this about us. But I gotta tell the truth. This is black people. We spend money on everything but bettering ourselves. We find money to consume, but we have no money to grow. You got to spend money to grow. You gotta. Yep. You gotta spend money to grow. I told y'all before. I didn't spend $5,000 joining a stock club. Right. Yeah, $5,000. I'm in there for 3 years. Right. Why? Because I'm learning. Right. I'm learning. I spent another $2,000. Matter of fact, me and another brother who goes here, we split it. We split the fee. He's paid $1,000. I paid $1,000 to join Stock Club. Right? They have regular lessons where they're teaching, and they got a whole slot of stuff. You can learn anything over there. There's a gang of stuff. It's like a college. And so even tomorrow there's a so how about this? If you guys want, so tomorrow the group that I'm a part of, that I paid $2,000 to be a part of, they're going to do tomorrow night. They're going to do an options master class. And so if you guys want, I will meet you guys here. We'll set up a TV. I'll stream from my laptop to the TV and invite you guys in the master class tomorrow. I believe it starts at 7. Probably 9, maybe 10. But it's probably be more like 9. Let me confirm the time. But yeah, so it's tomorrow night. And if you guys are interested, I'll do it. And then because the information that'll be talked about, the presentation, the whole 9, is stuff that you can't get for free. You won't find it on YouTube. Right? So and I've learned this, there's certain things. YouTube has a wealth of information, right? A wealth of information. The problem with YouTube is that it's all free. So what you're going to get a lot of is you'll get a lot of inspiration. You'll get a lot of inspiration and a lot of introduction. You will not get the deep stuff that takes you to different levels on YouTube. You got to pay for those. And so a lot of times you'll log on to things and people will give you great information. And the more you follow that information, you're learning, you're getting it, you're growing. But then you'll get to a point where you kind of hit a wall and it's like, okay, but what do I do? Well, what about? Well, that's the part you got to pay for. And then they'll tell you, okay, well, you can subscribe to my Patreon, or you can go to this and, you can become a member or, on my team and blah, 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 blah. And what I'm saying is sometimes you got to spend money to do that in order to learn. There's no different than if you're going to go to school and get a degree or education. Sometimes you just have to do it. There's one guy, I want to be a part of his team, but man, hey, I gotta get out of. So that's another thing too that I learned is when it comes to studying this stock stuff, learning about the market, money, and all that kind of thing. You wanna pay attention to people who are teaching it, who know what they're talking about. But you kind of have to limit to a degree who you pay to teach you, because all these cats got different strategies. And you can't learn 3 strategies at once, right? You can't, right? And so you can listen to various people talking about different things because you're going to learn. But then when you actually pay your money to sit under somebody who's going to teach you and give you the down dirty and the lowdown and all that kind of thing, and they're going to teach you their strategy, start cutting people off and learn that. Right? Until you decide, that's not the strategy for me. Okay, lesson learned, tuition paid, right? And then find somebody else. So, yeah, that, I'm telling you, that the stuff that you guys hear me talk about and teach you is stuff that I've learned because I paid to learn it. Right? It's not. So I'm giving you guys free, learned, paid stuff.
We like free.
Right. Right. Right.
Free.
Right. Yeah. There you go. And I'll do it as long as I can. I just, but you asked, right, what was the 3 things? And those would be the 3. And again, everybody's finances are not in the vein of which they could actually pay somebody to teach them something. But for me, because I was there, and I was like, I don't want to pay. But then I learned, I was like, I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, if I pay, okay, I'm going to give it 3 months. I'm going to pay this fee, and then I'm going to give it 3 months. And if I don't make my fee back, I'm out. Right? Shoot. First month. I probably made 3 years of fees back. Right? And from then on, I was hooked. I was okay, this what we doing? So, yeah.
Before we adjourn, there are sandwiches and potato chips left. Anybody want these sandwiches?
So I'll be reaching out to you guys in the app.